Do you wear wigs?
No, I do not.
Have you worn wigs?
No, I have not.
Will you wear wigs?
Maybe.
TikTok, pray for me. My edges are gone. My edges are gone. Wig blindness, edge blindness is real. I've been wearing wigs for the past 8 months and a half. Wig after wig after wig. Braid down after braid down. I had this braid down for, oh my gosh. I had this braid down for about 2.5 months. I just took off a wig and the edges are gone.
Wigs will definitely damage your hairline. Honestly, my forehead is now 10 times bigger. Yo.
So I really think it's these wigs that's like causing the traction alopecia. Not only the wigs, but I think that wearing these wigs has a large I really think the wigs are causing a lot of like women to develop traction alopecia, because I'm noticing younger women as well like dealing with this. Like when I was in high school, wigs were not a thing. Like sew-ins, quick weaves and stuff like that, I didn't see that many women, girls having no edges. But I really think it's just from the bald cap method, the glue on your hairline instead of in front of your hairline, and not taking it off, that is causing a lot of us to lose our edges.
This whole widow's peak ripped out. These edges gone. These edges gone. My forehead swollen. I was supposed to get my hair braided today. I didn't even attempt to go to the shop because this part of my head is swollen. This part of my head is swollen all. Unfortunately, my edges have been ripped out and my head is swelling. No hate to the stylist. The stylist is amazing and it's not her fault. But I am allergic to glue. And I just wanted to come on here to tell you guys to be freaking careful with these wigs. I never get glue on my wigs. Always glues. Never have a problem. One time I get my hair glued, my widow peak gone. My hair used to be right here. This whole widow's peak ripped out. These edges gone. These edges gone. My forehead swollen. I was supposed to get my hair braided today. I didn't even attempt to go to the shop because this part of my head is swollen. This part of my head is swollen. All the hair that was right here, gone. All the hair that was right here, gone. I look crazy. I'll grow my hair back. It's okay. I'm not worried. But stay away from these wigs, okay? And if you are going to put the wig on, glue it 2 feet in front of your edges. Make sure they do that. I know glue, you're supposed to remove it properly. I did the steps. I did what I needed to do. I'm just allergic to the glue, so it literally burned my hair off. There was no saving. But when I took the wig off, the process was not painful. It was literally just the damage had already been done.
You are a black woman and you have very fine hair and you wear wigs, V-part wigs, lace front wigs, whatever. You need to be mindful of traction alopecia. Black women are way more likely to suffer from traction alopecia because of the texture of our hair. This is what has happened to my hair wearing those combs every day. I've now cut all of my combs out and I'm going to start using bobby pins. If anyone has any other suggestions, I would also love to hear. Those combs are horrendous for your hair. It might feel secure while you're wearing it, but it's not healthy. I just wanted to share what happened to me and hopefully someone else can learn before they go through what I'm going through right now. I'm going to use sacred hair serums, oils, whatever to grow the hair back. And luckily I do still have my hair follicles, which means that the hair can grow back. But once the follicles are gone, the hair loss is permanent and you cannot grow hair in that area anymore. Be safe and take care of your hair. I feel like a lot of people think that wigs are just this mindless thing that you can just use for your hair when you don't feel like taking care of it, but you need to be mindful of your hair health.
We were told that this was a protective hairstyle, but this is what's going on in the front of people's head. A lot of black women, they got receding hairlines that have traction alopecia. Literally with quick weaves, the glue done rip out their hair when they're ripping out the quick weave. Like, these are not protective hairstyles. These hairstyles are damaging our hair. I'm getting sick and tired of hearing, oh, these are protective. No, you feel confident, beautiful with the weave, the straighter hair instead of your kinks and your curls. These are not protective hairstyles. How is these protective hairstyles when you're damaging your hair in the process? You're literally doing a leave out and burning that leave out to where when you take out the rest of your natural hair, it doesn't even align with your natural hair no longer because you damaged the front of your hair. Then you're doing these quick weaves, another leave out, damage your hair. Sew-ins, another thing, damaging your hair. All of these hairstyles are damaging. None of them are protective. They're not protecting nothing if they're in the process of damaging your hair. And I'm tired of hearing protection when it's damaging your hair.
From those clips, you can see this is not just one person's story. This is a pattern showing up over and over online. Women filming their edges, filming bald patches near their temples, asking the same question every time. Did my wig do this to me? And the honest answer is, for a lot of these women, yes, wigs played a role, but it is not as simple as wigs are bad. There is actually a specific chain of things happening on the scalp that leads to this kind of hair loss, and once you understand it, you can spot the warning signs way before you end up in a video like the ones we just watched. So today, we are breaking down this piece by piece, starting with the number one cause dermatologists point to. But before all that, let's play a few more clips and then I'll be back with more commentary. Creators' handles are in the description box below, so go give them some support. Let's watch.
Underneath a lot of your wigs is hair damage, is hair loss, is receding hairline, is breakage. The wig isn't there for aesthetic. The wig isn't there for the bust down. You know, the wig isn't there for the bust down. It's there because you have no other option. It's there because you have damaged your hairline, you've damaged your crown, you've broken apart the integrity of your natural afro textured hair, and now you have no goddamn option but to consistently wear the wig, right? And because of your lack of, there shouldn't be lack of knowledge because there's me on the internet, there's a bunch of other people on the internet, so I can't even blame it on the lack of knowledge. I don't know what to blame it on, but underneath the wigs is hair damage for a lot of women. Don't be in my comments saying, "No, not me, my hair's perfect." I don't care about you. Because for me, as an Afro hair educator who's had her hands in many heads of hair, a lot of my clients genuinely wear wigs and they come to me, and the way their scalp, the way the damage that is there on their hair, I cannot even fathom. Sometimes I ask, how did we get here? And the only other option for them is to wear the wig. They ain't got no choice. It's not like it's an aesthetic thing. You have no other choice because you have ruined the hairline. You have ruined the integrity of your hair. So yeah, I just wanted to make that clear. Again, am I opposed to wigs? Yeah, absolutely. Wear your hair. Wear your afro textured hair. Rock that. Because who's gonna beat you? Because of some shrinkage. Because it's not, long and flowing. And I'm just gonna say, I don't see the Caucasian women wearing our hair texture. Why is that? Because we have made it seem so hideous that they will copy our bum, they'll copy our lips, they'll copy everything else. But why do you not think they copy our hair? Because we ourselves have said it's not beautiful. But let me not even ramble. Let me not be on my Dr. Umar ish. But you guys get my gist. A lot of damage underneath them wigs.
So I felt really called to answer this question specifically because someone very close to me actually has this exact issue, and I don't know why people don't talk about it. So sometimes when people wear lace frontals, they will find that their edges start thinning even though they're not using a wig glue. And by glue, I don't just mean glue, I mean things like got2b, which are gels, which are tacky and end up being used as glues. When people experience thinning with a lace front, the first thing they assume is that the glue that they're applying is sort of tugging on their edges as the wig moves around. And so they think that if they just stop using the glue that it will solve the problem. But that is not true depending on your hair type. If your hair is very fine, particularly at the edges, and bear in mind that your hair may be coarse everywhere except at the edges, that does happen, then the mere friction of the lace on your baby hairs will continue to thin them out and actually cause your edges themselves to get thinner. What this means is that if your hair type is like this, and I'm talking very fine around the edges, a lace frontal may not be the right protective style for you. And if you continue to do that, maybe because you're embarrassed that your edges are getting thinner, they will just keep getting thinner. But the reason this I feel quite passionate about this is because like I said, I know someone who this affects, but it creates a vicious cycle where you're not wearing wigs out of joy, you're wearing them out of hiding, and the more you hide, the bigger the problem is that you're trying to hide gets. And there's a way to get out of it. And when you do, it's just very, very game changing. There is a potential solution to this if you still want to wear lace wigs, and that is using a silk lined wig cap. Basically make it such that it's satin that's on your edges and then normal nylon on top of it, and then you put your wig on. There are some of those that exist, but as you can imagine, you'll have to do a lot of research to figure out if the color of those wig caps are going to blend with your scalp. And obviously it's not impossible, but that's some extra work that you will need to do. That said, if your hair is very fine and has been thinning for some time, it is better to not put anything on top of your hair to cause any tension, such that your edges can recover, and then you can maybe gently reintroduce those things. As for alternative styles for thin edges, twist outs with no extensions are obviously really great, but if you really feel the need to wear extensions, then consider knotless braids with human hair, because those are very lightweight, and consider leaving some of your baby hairs out so there's no tension on them whatsoever. I hope this helps.
What's up, y'all? So as a trichologist, I see many different forms of hair loss, and y'all, this is one of the clients that touched my heart the most in my career. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about her story. So at the time when she came to me, I think she said she had been experiencing hair loss for about 10 years. So based on what I'm seeing with her scalp, I can tell that scarring, which is the baldness on her scalp, had been present for some time. So she only had hair that was still around the perimeter. So for her, it all started with a bad quick weave. And it's crazy because she is not the first client I've seen who have had reactions to quick weaves. So she got in the quick weave and then had what I'm assuming is an allergic reaction, likely to the glue or something like that. But whatever it was, something did not agree with her scalp and her body chemistry at the time. What likely happened is that the allergic reaction literally burned her scalp and burned her follicles out from the inflammation. One quick weave, one moment is all it took. I'll be telling y'all, anytime when it comes to something dealing with your hair and follicles, all it takes is one time for trauma to happen and you can get irreversible hair loss. Honestly, what I remember most about her was not her scalp. It was truly her spirit. Like when I tell you, her energy was like so infectious, and she was the happiest person regardless of what was going on with her scalp. And that is so inspiring, because a lot of times when women are dealing with hair loss, it really takes a toll on their confidence. But with her, that was not the case.
Our edges look like this. Y'all edges look like this. And y'all saying these protective hairstyles. These freaking hairstyles and these wigs and these lace fronts are ripping the heck out of your front of your head, honey. They are. And then putting a big amount of heat on your hair like this. Honey, these are not protective if you're damaging your hair. You guys are young as heck with your edges looking like this. Baby, I used to be there. But thank God, God told me, you don't need that. Not one man that I ever been with seen me like this. And now I'm confident enough to walk around and outside in this world like this with my edges back.
Hey y'all, I'm back with another video, so let's get into it. So we're going to talk about these lace frontal wigs and this glue that y'all use. And be careful, y'all. This glue and these lace frontals are tearing your forehead up. Like, look at it. I wanted to put this at the beginning. This, I'm going to show y'all bad lace. This is a bad lace. This lace is so rough. Like, it feel like it would give you a paper cut. I'm not sure what this lace is made out of. Like, I can't even explain what it feels like. All I can best explain to you that it's rough. Like, it's just unwearable. Look at this one. You see it coming apart. You see it rip. Look at it. Them little fringes, whatever you call those. That's not how a lace frontal supposed to look. And look how shiny it is. I'm not sure what type of material they made this lace out of, but a lace like this will cut through your skin so easily. And then if you put that glue on to secure it, oh baby, your forehead or your hairline, wherever you pull your lace frontal wig at, is going to be done. Right here, this is a good lace. Look how soft it looks. You can see the netting, and when I mean the netting, you can see like the little holes. Look at this lace. I believe this is a French or German lace. Very nice and settled. And you also want to be careful with lace like this that have those little triangle, I don't want to say triangle, but that little fringe piece or whatever, that little zigzag. You want to be careful with that because you don't want that to cut you either. So you always want to make sure you feel the lace. Always. If it's soft and you like how it feels, get it. If it's telling you, this is going to make me bald head, don't get it. This is a good lace as well. Very seamless. There I go. There it goes with them little, what is it, ziggy zags? I don't know what y'all call it, but we want to be careful with that. All the lace that I'm showing you at the end, those are good lace frontal wigs. I felt it. It feels amazing. So you always want to make sure you feel your lace frontal. This one was really nice. I'm not sure what kind of lace that was, but it felt like some German lace. It felt so soft, or some HD lace. Even with this one, this was a good lace wig as well. Even with the zigzag bottom. I don't know what you call that. I call it the lace, like, okay, but you want to be careful with the little triangle thingies, you know, how they cut the lace to make it look like that. So now I'm just walking around in a beauty supply store and just looking at all they different lace wigs. This is a good lace, but I would be careful with that because look at the ziggy zag. Also, and this is what I mean, a ziggy zag, that little thing. Also the glue, y'all. I'm not sure what they're using in this glue, but the glue is tearing the hairline up all the way. Especially like if you pull your lace frontals down by where your eyebrows is and try to make a small forehead. Listen, you have to be careful. Wigs is not meant to be stayed on your hair all day, every day. You have to take it off. So please be careful.
First, let's talk about the biggest cause of hair loss linked to wigs, and that is something called traction alopecia. This is a big word, but it just means hair loss caused by pulling. When a wig is installed too tight, whether it's glued down, taped, or clipped in, it puts constant stress on the hair follicles along your hairline. Your hair follicles are not built to handle non-stop pulling. Over time, the follicle gets damaged and it can't stop producing hair the way it used to. And this usually starts small. You might notice your edges getting a little thinner or some flakiness along the hairline. But if the tension keeps happening week after week, month after month, that damage can become permanent. And that is the scary part. Early traction alopecia can be reversed if you catch it in time and change your habits. But once the follicle is scarred, the hair might not grow back at all. Now, let's talk about how the wig itself sits on your head, because this matters more than people think. A lot of these wigs are worn over what is called a lay-down style, meaning your natural hair is braided flat against your scalp before the wig goes on top. And this gives a smoother, more natural looking base. The problem is that braiding hair down tightly, especially at the edges, is its own risk factor for hair loss even without a wig involved. So when you combine tight braids underneath with a wig that is also snug on top, you are basically doubling the tension on the same vulnerable area, which is usually the hairline and the temples. And this is why so many women who wear wigs regularly say their edges are the first thing to go, not the hair in the back or the crown. Also, let's talk about the glue and the adhesives, because this is a huge part of the conversation. Lace front wigs became popular because they look extremely natural, but to get that smooth, seamless look, people use strong bonding glue or adhesive tape directly on the skin at the hairline. And here is the issue, that skin is delicate. When you use strong adhesive on it over and over, and then you pull it off to take the wig off, you are stripping away not just the glue, but also fine baby hairs and sometimes even a layer of skin. Some of these adhesives also contain harsh chemicals that can cause allergic reactions, rashes, or irritation for people with sensitive skin. And removing the glue properly is supposed to be done with an oil-based remover, done slowly and gently, but a lot of people are in a rush, so they just rip it off. That repeated ripping motion is doing real damage over time, even if you don't see it right away. Next, let's talk about what is happening underneath the wig that people don't really think about, and that is scalp hygiene. When you wear a wig for days at a time, sometimes even weeks, your scalp does not get the airflow it needs. Your scalp naturally produces oil, and you sweat throughout the day just like the rest of your skin does. When that sweat and oil has nowhere to go because it's trapped under a wig cap, it builds up, and that build-up creates the perfect environment for bacteria and fungus to grow. And this can lead to a condition called folliculitis, which is basically inflammation or infection of the hair follicles. It can show up as small red bumps, itching, or even pimple-like bumps on the scalp. If folliculitis keeps happening in the same spot over and over, it can also lead to hair loss in that area because the follicle keeps getting irritated and damaged. Another effect that does not get talked about enough is dryness and breakage of the natural hair underneath the wig. If your hair is braided down and covered for weeks without being moisturized, it can dry out completely. Hair that is dry becomes brittle, and brittle hair breaks easily. So even if your follicles are healthy and there is no traction alopecia happening, you might still be losing length and thickness simply because the hair strands themselves are dying out from lack of moisture. And this is different from the follicle damage we talked about earlier, but it adds to the overall appearance of thinning hair, which is why a lot of women feel like their hair isn't growing, even though the roots are actually fine. Now here is where we need to slow down and add some balance to this conversation, because it is important. Wigs themselves are not the enemy. The way they are installed and maintained is what causes the damage. Dermatologists who study hair loss in black women generally point to tension-based styling as a category, not one single style. That means tight braids, tight weaves, tight ponytails, and the tight wig installs are all putting the same kind of stress on the scalp. Wigs get talked about a lot right now because they are one of the most popular protective styles today. But the actual root cause is tension and lack of scalp care, not the wig as an object. So what actually makes a wig safer to wear? A few things matter a lot here. First, how tight the wig cap or band is. If you can slide 2 fingers comfortably under the band without struggling, that is a good sign. If it's leaving deep marks or a headache by the end of the day, it is too tight. Second, how long you keep it on before giving your scalp a break. Experts generally recommend taking wigs out and letting your scalp breathe every so often, rather than keeping the same install in for extended periods without any rest. Third, how the wig is attached. Clip-in and band wigs that don't require glue put a lot less stress on the hairline compared to glueless fronts. If you do use adhesive, use a gentler, skin-safe option, and removing it properly with oil rather than pulling it off is a big difference maker. Taking care of the hair underneath the wig is just as important as taking care of the wig itself. And that means washing and conditioning your natural hair on a regular schedule, even while it's braided down, moisturizing your scalp with lightweight oils so it doesn't dry out, and not skipping wash days just because it's convenient with the wig on. A lot of hair damage linked to wigs isn't actually about the wig at all. It's about the natural hair underneath being neglected for weeks at a time. So it's also worth mentioning that once traction alopecia starts, catching it early makes a massive difference. If you notice your edges thinning, or you can see small bumps or redness along your hairline, that is your scalp telling you something is wrong. At that stage, giving the area a break from tension and using scalp treatments recommended by a dermatologist can often help the hair recover. But if that tension keeps happening for years without any change, the follicle can scar over, and scarred follicles typically do not grow hair back, no matter what products you use. And this is why dermatologists often say prevention is so much more effective than trying to fix hair loss after it's already permanent. So to bring this all together, the title of this video is dramatic on purpose because it grabs attention, but the real story is more nuanced than wigs can cause baldness. What is actually happening is a mix of tight tension from the wig band or glue, tight braiding underneath, poor scalp hygiene from wearing the same install too long, and neglecting the natural hair while it's hidden away. All of these things stack up on top of each other. And for a lot of women, they've been doing all of them at once without realizing the damage was building up slowly. And the good news is that every single one of these causes is something you can control. You can choose a looser fit, you can give your scalp breaks, you can moisturize underneath, you can switch from glue to clips, you can watch for early warning signs instead of ignoring them. And if you wear wigs and you've noticed thinning at your edges, don't panic, but don't ignore it either. Pay attention to how tight your install feels, how long you're keeping it in, and how you're caring for your hair while it's hidden underneath. Small changes now can protect your hairline for years to come.
I'm not fucking playing no more. One thing I don't fucking play about is my health and my hair. I'm bad enough I'm losing edges.
If you made it this far, I appreciate you watching. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more content like this. Creators' handles are in the description box below. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.